Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, we are continuing our Laravel Vue.js series, and now in this video guys, we are going to insert the data into our database using Vuex. Okay, so guys, now let's get started. So first we need some demo to create the CRUD application. So guys, we will be starting with the student data. So let's go to our Laravel application and let's close all this. So first step guys, let's connect our database. Let's move to .env file, and this is my database Laravel Vue. So copy and paste that. So database connection set. Now guys, let's begin with creating the migration model and controller for student. So php artisan make migration create underscore students table, hit enter. Yep, created migration. Let's go to database migration, where you'll find at the last the students table. And now guys, let's add the fields over here of string, where we will tell the name and the class, the section, and his email guys. Okay, let's add one status also over here. So is he active or not active? So you can use tiny integer. So tiny integer, and by default we should make it to 0. So let's add 0. All set. Now guys, let's migrate these tables. php artisan migrate. So all the tables got migrated guys over here, as you can see. So now guys, let's create the model. So php artisan make model. I want student model. Okay, so just create student. Let's go to app model, where student.php model has come. Now guys, define or assign the table is equal to, where the table name is students. So let's copy the student and call its fields. So $protect $fillable is equal to the student name. Next is class. The next was section, and final was email guys, and one was status. Done. Now guys, we have successfully set up the model, and now guys, let's create a student controller. So php artisan make controller, where I want the controller name as student controller. Hit enter. Created. So you can go to http controller, where student controller is done. Now guys, let's create a function. So first we'll be creating the data. So let's use create function, and inside this let's return view, where I want to view the data. Public function, the data. Okay, so student dot form. So let's create that. So go to resource views. Inside views I want one student folder, and inside that student folder let's create a blade file with the name form.blade.php. All set. So now guys, we need to create a route for this to call the form page. Let's close. Let's go to routes web.php. Okay, so route : get method, where you will tell add student with the controller, that is your student controller : class, and to the create function. Okay, so import the class guys. All set. When it goes to create function, it moves to this function, and this will take you to the form blade. Perfect. So now guys, let's extend. We are already having that app.play.php while creating the view auth. So let's extend that. Extends layouts dot app and call its content section content and end section. Now guys, over here create a div tag where we want to start with the view app. Okay, view hyphen app. So this will set up the view file. Okay, so over here we are going to create the student form. Okay, so let's tell student form hyphen component, open and close. All set guys. So guys, now inside this I'll pass some things, so which is like we are going to do all the work inside this one file, like edit, show and create. Okay, so within one file only we'll be doing all the tasks. So for that guys, let's give a scope is equal to double quotes where open and close $scope scope. Okay, and one id also we need to pass. Give colon id double equal to, where if there is a data, so you can take id, else it should assign with 0 guys. Now this data should be passed from your controller, so you can just copy this scope and get back. So where you will pass with the data is equal to open and close bracket, where you will tell scope is scope. Okay, so this is the scope you are taking, and inside this you are going to assign create a value, and let's take this data and pass into your with function $data. So in this $data you are taking the scope, copy the scope, go to the form and paste that over here. All set guys, and now let's create the component. So we are going to start with Vue now. So first step guys, let's go to resource where JS, inside components we require one folder with the name student. Okay, so let's create a file student form component.vue. Okay, so guys, now let's set up the Vue things over here. So you can just copy from our example component given by Laravel. Okay, so let's copy this and just paste that full thing. Done. So we are not going to use this bootstrap, instead we'll be using element IO bootstraps. Okay, so we will be using this element.io. so just go to the component and you can just install this. So we are going to use this user interface, so let's install this package. Okay, so guys, we have successfully installed this. Let's see this plugin is installed, package is installed or not. Let's go to package.json where you'll find element.ui. Okay, so let's close this, and yep, now guys we will be starting with, here you can search for the card and many other things. So this is a basic card, let's use this. Let's remove, just start with div, open and close where element card and close element card. Okay, so after card we need a header. Let's go back and here it is. So let's copy this. Okay, let's paste here, and now guys, inside this let's use element page header. So element page header, inside this you can just type at back, it will be go back function, and let's give the content where you'll mention, just use backtick guys over here, it's a backtick below escape button, and hyphen dollar open and close curly brace, and the thing you have passed, that is your SCOPE scope. So this scope is coming from your form blade file. So over here we are taking this scope and pasting here. All set. And now guys, let's create that body. Let me just give a div tag over here, and from here we will start creating the form. So for that, let's just give right now form only to test it, and the name component here will be a student hyphen form hyphen component. And now guys, let's copy this and register in your app.js. So I can just copy and paste. Let's take this student form component, which will be your, let's remove this, tell inside components folder I have a students folder, inside student folder I have a student form component. So let's type student form component dot view. All set. So make sure this thing is same as your blade file form component. Okay, it should be same as it is, and it should be linked with the Vue app in your app.js. So whatever you have over here, that should be in your blade file. All set guys. And now let's go to web.php. Let's copy this URL, let's move, give forward slash and paste. I hope no output will come. Perfect. So now guys, let's npm run watch. So guys, let's wait until it gets started. So guys, it's successfully built, and now built successfully. Let's refresh once again, and you have got the output. Perfect guys. So now guys, let's begin with designing the form. Let's go to our Vue component, and yep, let me just give a container inside this dot container, because it should be a container, so it will be good. Now guys, let's move to our student form component and start with the element form. So it's just same as everything, you need to just add el before that, and inside this you need to specify the model and all. So model is equal to model where colon rules, this will be the validation rules and all if you want to use, and let's give that name. So this will be my student form. Okay, element row, and this will be getter is equal to 10, and your form items, element form item where is equal to name, and we want to keep this as required for the validation, and the props we are passing, that will be the name. So after this we want the input, so element input, so v hyphen model your view data model dot name. Okay, so we'll be taking all the objects in a model, and if you want to give a placeholder, let's give that placeholder where we will tell student name, and if you want for the read only, we will see later. All set guys. So same way you are going to copy this and paste for the name. This is the class, where we'll tell class model.class, then section, and final one, email guys. Email, let's give email and email. Section class. So now guys, let's see the output for this. Refresh. So we are not getting the output, guys. So for that we have not included the file in app.js. It's too messy. Let me remove this all uncommented, commented lines. Okay, so first here we have to import the path that is your element UI. Let's go this and move to quick start. So over here the code is available. Let's copy this and paste after your bootstrap requirement. Let's remove this, not required now. And here is to use this element UI. Save. And now guys, let's see the output. Let's go refresh. Okay, still we are not getting the output. Let's see why. Let's move to console. Okay, so there are many errors, guys. Because of that it's not showing the output, because we have not yet set up this too. So let me just comment all the things and just echo hello inside my element card. So at least card design should work. You can refresh now. Perfect. So guys, we have got the design, and now let's implement those things so it should execute. Let's Control Z and uncomment the form. So now guys, first let's move to our script. So guys, now we have to handle our input fields and all. So for that guys, you just need to move to a VueJS document. So I have already opened it, guys, now, and you can move it handling user inputs and all. So over here you need data and methods. So let's copy this and paste that. Let's give comma. So and now inside this data let's return open and close curly brace. So instead of colon we have to use function, guys, so not colon. We have misspelled, so it should be return, not return. And model colon open and close. So this is my name colon null, and then the class section and email. Okay, so this represents model dot name. Okay, so you can find that model dot name, class, section and email. And what about this props? So this props is referred from your form. So from this model dot name, model dot class, so this props is going on. Okay, so in that way it will validate your input fields. So all set. If you want to give rules also, so you can assign this rules colon open and close. So for this rules we will be learning in further videos. So in this video we are just going to insert the data with validating. Set up now. Now let's remove this. Over here we are using one back function. Go back. Let's copy this and paste that over here. Function open and close, where we will tell window dot location dot href is equal to inside single quotes or double quotes, you can use anything, slash your students. So when you view the data, so at that time you'll be using that. So let's give right now itself, and one function save form. Okay, open and close. This save form will come under your button, save button. Where is the button? Okay, we didn't create that, so let's create it. So this is the row. Let's create a separate row for the button, element row, and we are going to use the same form item. And let's remove this, give element hyphen button, and the type is equal to, this will be success. Okay, so we are using element UI, guys, so it's little different. And the button name will be save student, and the function at click is equal to where save form function. So this save form or save student function here, inside this I want to pass the form name for validating the requests. So let's copy this and send that form name. Okay, this is your student form. Let's go back to the methods. Inside this you can tell form capital NAME name. Okay, so this will be a form name. So now guys, let's see the output. Okay, refresh. Perfect guys. So here it is showing some, I don't know which language is this. So if you want to change this language, you can just move to this internalization and change that. Okay, so now guys, let's continue. So now guys, you can just click on this input, and if you come out, you can see name is required. Validation is already done now. Okay, so until unless its validation is given, you cannot save the student data. So guys, now let's get back and let me just remove this. Now guys, we have to save the data. So our Vuex concept starts here. So yep guys, let's move to app.js file and go to Vuex website. So you can just move from here, ecosystem or Vuex. Okay, and here is your core concept guys. So for this, these are the things for Vuex. Let's go to application structure and create a structure in this format. So let's copy the store. So move to resource.js. Inside JS, I want to create a folder named store. And from here, let's create all the files. Actions.js. As you can see, actions mutation.js. Let's copy this and create mutations, and getters also be required. So this is your getters. Let's tell getters.js, and one finally, that is your index.js, which stores the export the store. Okay, so let's copy this store. I don't want to keep as index, let me keep as store, which will be more clear. So store.js. All set guys, and your app.js is already defined. If you want to create the modules and all, we'll see in further videos how to move on with modules, but we will see how to use Vuex in Laravel Vue. So yep guys, let's get back. So first we will start with the store function, store.js file. First step guys will be import Vue from Vue, where same way you're going to import Vuex from Vuex. Okay, and then guys, let's use getters. Import your getter file. Okay, getters getters from the path ./getters.js file. Okay, and then your mutations. Let's set up everything over here, mutations, which will be your mutations file. And the final one, your action. So I want to call all the fields from the action as, actions, the page name action. And now let's use view.use function to call the Vuex. So this Vuex, you are importing that. And now guys, let's export variable store is equal to new vuex.store function. Okay, open and close curly brace, where inside this you will call your modules colon open and close, comma, then your state state colon open close comma, and then your mutation comma, your actions, and finally your getter. All set. So all these things should be called, and now guys, this file will, this store.js will be called in your app.js file. Let's get back. So you can just import after this element, before the element, so you can just store from the path store folder, oops, give dot before store folder where store.js you'll call. Okay, all set, and you can pass inside this, creating the app store. Perfect. So now guys, let's go back to store. From here you will call all your Vuex things. So guys, first as we want to save the data, so let's write the code to save the data. Okay, so let's get back, refresh. So guys, now when I click to save the student, so that time it should validate all the fields. So there is one function from this element UI. Let me just type directly. Okay, so this dot $refs, your reference of the form name dot validate function, where here you're going to open and close curly brace, where inside this you will tell valid, then, and then guys, it will check all the valid details. So you can just give in a if condition. If it is valid, then you're going to insert the record, where this ref is checking with the form reference and then form name. Okay, so yep, let's use this dot $store. Okay, dot dispatch. So this all are pre-built, okay, inbuilt things, so you don't have to worry about this from where it's coming. Dispatch function, where you will tell save student. Okay, so this will be a save student action comma this dot model. All set. So this dot model means your model fields value. Okay, so from inside this, how you're getting the data, let me just show you a demo over here. Okay, let's go to Vue. You just need to download one, active the extension for. Okay, so let me type, this is my model, data model. Let's type name SDS, where you can see that SDS. Let me just type the class as BCA. You can see data is coming, so we will take this data and insert the record. Yep, let's get back. So now guys, let's go to dispatch this save student. So first you need to move to action.js file. So let's go to action. So first let's import guys, import Vue from Vue, and then export variable as save student is equal to open and close bracket, where inside this curly bracket commit comma tell payload. So all the data will be coming from here, open and close curly brace. So over here guys, you are going to, let me create one URL. URL is equal to, where I'm going to use backtick / save student semicolon, and now let's call axios dot post method, then response. In this you will pass the URL and then your input fields value, that is your payload, and then guys you are going to show the message. So guys, in this element UI we have a notifier, so we will use that notifier over here. Vue.prototype dot $notify, open and close function, where you will insert title colon success, comma, copy and paste. Next will be your message, where you will tell student created successfully, and then success the type. All set. After this, I want to windows.location.href is equal to where I want to move to students page. Okay, so we don't have right now, but it will redirect over there. So guys, if you want to use loader and all, so you can just, let me remove this, we don't require. Let's create a function, show loader, open and close function. So now before that, let's use one let loader is equal to null, and here loader is equal to view.prototype dot dollar loading, open and close, where open and close curly brace first will be lock colon is equal to true, and the text colon text. So this text will be from your function name, so let's pass that. By default we'll keep as loading if anyone use as empty, else we will send the data. And then your spinner, the icon will be icon hyphen loading. Okay, and the background, if you want to give like RGB A5, and this will be the background color. So this will be for the show loading, and for let's create one function for hide loader, open and close, loader dot close function, and the function show. So let's copy this show loader, and before sending this axio request, you can show that over here as saving student, okay, inside single quotes. And after showing this, we want to close that, so you can just copy this, hide loader after your success message. So now let's test it, guys. Let's get back and refresh. Let's move to console first, so there should be no error for that. So see, you can see that it's undefined, scope is not defined. Okay, let's define that. Where is our form component? Inside this, let's use props colon open and close curly brace, where you can define the scope, scope colon as string. Okay, so let's remove this and add comma. We have made mistake. Save, refresh. Perfect. So the create data is coming, guys. All set. And let's save the data. Let's insert the data with Prakash, BCA, section A, and email with @gmail.com. Let's click to save. Let's see what happens. Saving student, and here is error is showing 404. That means URL not created. So let's create that, guys. Okay, it's a simple error. For this action, we didn't create the URL. So let's go to web.php and create a route with the post method. So it's almost done, guys. Finally, let's go to the student controller, comma, store function. Let's go to student controller, public function store function, and inside this dollar student new of student semicolon, and from here you are going to input all the fields. So name is equal to your request, okay, request request. You need to get all the requests from your axios dollar request, where request of input field name, copy and paste. This will be a class, where assign the class. Next is section and your database field section, and then email, okay. So that will be the email. And after this, guys, you just need to save the record, save, open and close function, and after this return response in JSON format. So you can open and close square bracket, where you will tell status is 200 success, and then the message you will show as student saved successfully, okay. All set. And now, guys, let's test it once again. Let's refresh. Here we go. So with Prakash, BCA a section, and with at gmail.com. Let's click to save student, saving student. Let's see. Okay, so we are getting 500 internal error. Let's see what is that. Let's move to network. So you can see student not found. So student not found means model is not imported. So just need to import the model. Import, and here it is. Okay. So now, guys, let's refresh once again and insert the data. Let's go to console with Prakash, BCA A, where with at gmail.com. Let's click to save. Saving student. Student created successfully, and it's redirected to student's page. Perfect. So, guys, as we have done that code to redirect on the student's page, okay. So, guys, we have successfully done how to use a Vuex in Laravel Vue.js application. And now, guys, let's see in the next video how to fetch those records in our Vue.js using Vuex. Okay. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please continue next video about part 2, retrieving the data using Vuex. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe, like and share.